Coming up on today's show, we're going to learn about the new Tennessee Titans general manager, Ran Carthon. Plus, Mel Kiper dropped his first 2023 NFL mock draft. We will see who he has the Titans taking at number 11. And speaking of the Titans, they are still looking for their next offensive coordinator. So we will wrap up today's show with the latest buzz on their OC search. But let's start the show off by letting Titans fans get to know their new GM, Ran Carthon, who comes over from the San Francisco 49ers. And the Titans GM was blown away by the incredible welcoming party they had for him in Nashville. And it honestly just goes to show that world-class, first-class organizations continue to just do it right. Here's what Ran said. It was just an unbelievable welcome, one that I'll never forget. Maybe that's my big draft day moment, right? Maybe it wasn't as a part of me doing it, but just being amongst the organization. And more than anything, what I took from that is how great the people are here, the organization as a whole. And I've been telling people more than anything of that welcome. It made me feel welcome, but more than anything, it added to my motivation of wanting to work my behind off for these people here. I mean, I know that every single press conference is usually a home run, but this one definitely felt good. I don't know if you read much about it, but he talked about how his wife and family and kids were blown away of the hospitality and the generosity. Some Southern hospitality kicking in for sure, but I am definitely feeling like the Titans, when they fired John Robinson, I stood here and told you guys that was crazy, that was bizarre, that came out of left field. He hasn't made a pick yet. He hasn't made a signing yet. But he definitely feels like a GM with a good head on his shoulders. So if you are excited about the hiring, like today's video, he's already getting a warm welcome from the front office, from the coaches. Speaking of the coaches, Mike Vrabel himself, Jeff Fisher himself hopped on a show and said, right now I am the winningest coach in Tennessee Titans history, but at the end, it's going to be this combination, Mike Vrabel and Ran Carthon, who finished as 1-2 in terms of Tennessee Titans head coach and GM. So if the coach is saying it, it's got to ring true. Now, we got some more content to get to on today's show, including Mel Kiper's 2023 mock draft. And let's not wait any longer. Let's jump right into it. Here's how he had it going down. First overall, Jalen Carter, the defensive tackle out of Georgia, to the Chicago Bears. C.J. Stroud went to the Texans, Will Anderson to the Cardinals. I won't read them all. I thought Will Levis to the Seahawks was kind of interesting, though. Peter Skoronski and Miles Murphy go 7 and 8. Anthony Richardson, and as a Tennessee Vol myself, he sucks. I can't believe any team would take him top 10. But who do the Titans have at number 11? That would be Paris Johnson, the tackle out of Ohio State. And I think this move says more than one thing about what Mel Kiper is hearing from the Tennessee Titans. But let's hear what Mel Kiper himself had to say about Paris Johnson Jr. The Tennessee Titans offense was a mess this season, which resulted in the firing of coordinator Todd Downing. General manager John Robinson also was let go, and you have to think Robinson's inability to get the offensive line up to par contributed to it. Now, we've got more takes, more reaction, and more analysis from this pick to get to in just a second. But first, if you are looking for a Tennessee Titans YouTube channel with the best off-season coverage, hit that big red button and subscribe today. Now, getting back to what Mel Kiper said. Longtime left tackle Taylor Lewan has played just 20 games over the past 3 seasons and could be an off-season cap casualty. There might be an opening on the left side. Johnson played guard for the Buckeyes in 2021, but moved to left tackle in 2022, and he was tremendous. He will be a plug-and-play starter in the top 15 picks. It's also a good reminder that in college football, coaches put their best players kind of not necessarily what their best fit is, but just to get them on the field. And so in this situation, just because he started as a guard in Ohio State, that should not be something you're concerned with here. Now, Taylor Lewan's status for 2023 is no doubt a huge question mark. Like Mel Kiper pointed out, the missed time, the injuries the last couple of seasons, it's got to make Ran a bit uneasy. And I'm guessing when he goes into his first NFL draft as a GM, maybe he kind of goes on the safer route. maybe he looks at Paris Johnson as a surefire thing. And maybe not someone who can come in there day one and turn this team around, who lost the last 7 games of the season. But maybe he views him as, that's his day one starter, and I will take starters in my first draft. Now, grade the pick of Paris Johnson from Mel Kiper. A, B, C, D, or F. I think I'm going to give it a B+. I think it might be a bit, big-headed to go A+ for every single pick made for the Tennessee Titans, but I think B+ is a really solid pick here. It's a good spot, and also if you do indeed move on from Taylor Lewan, that is a big hole, and this Tennessee Titans offensive line was dreadful last season. Now, we have an awesome deal going on with our friends over at Fanatics I wanted to share with all of you watching. Get this really cool, awesome hoodie, in my opinion, on sale at chatsports.com/TEN hoodie. I put that link for everyone in the comments and the description of today's show. Won't be on sale forever, so don't wait too long. Get it today and stay warm, but also stay in style with this really cool Titans hoodie. Let's move on to the final segment of today's show, which is the Titans offensive coordinator search. The interviews have really started to pick up, and we're starting to get a better idea, the narrowed down list of who the next play caller might be in Tennessee. So here are the Tennessee Titans OC interviews thus far. Eric Bienemy from the Chiefs, Tim Kelly, who is the pass game coordinator, in-house idea. Matt Nagy, the quarterback's coach in KC as well. And then there's Charles London, the QB coach for the Atlanta Falcons. Looking at this list here, I think one name jumps out, maybe two, and they're both in Kansas City. That is Eric Bienemy and Matt Nagy. Now, Eric Bienemy is always talked about when it comes to head coaching hires, right? Hey, you're the OC for the Chiefs. You must know how to run a good offense. Why wouldn't we want the Kansas City Chiefs offense for our team? I'm going to be a little, back off a little bit, because it's not the entire Eric Bienemy show. It's Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes show more than Eric Bienemy, in my opinion. Now, Matt Nagy, in my opinion, is a sneaky one to watch for. The former AP NFL Coach of the Year for the Chicago Bears back in 2018. Obviously, in his 4-year stint with the Bears, started nicely, went to the playoffs, then there's double doink, and he was never able to recover from that. So I think he could be in line after a little rehab sesh with Andy Reid for the last season or two to get back to a bigger prominent role. And if you go look and see what the Bears did on offense, play calling wise, it wasn't good. He gave it up at one point to the OC they had there in Chicago. So there's not a lot of great ground to stand on and say Matt Nagy would be a fantastic hire. He did great things calling plays in Chicago. But I do think the NFL is all about second chances and getting the right people in the building. And I think Matt Nagy was a good coach. I just think play calling ultimately cost him. And after rehabbing a little bit with Andy Reid, he might be ready for a second attempt in Tennessee. Now, I want to know who you want the next offensive coordinator to be. Let me know in the comment section below before you get on out of here who you want the next OC to be. I appreciate everyone for making today's show a part of your day. If you have not subscribed yet, you know the YouTube cliche I'm about to say. Hit that big red button, join the channel, yada, yada, yada. The more subscribers we get, the more Titans content you get. So if that's something you're interested in this offseason, looking for draft, free agency, trade buzz, all that good stuff, you found the right channel.